Hello, dear community, and welcome to our live stream from Webit Sofia. Wonderful conference here, and we have a wonderful speaker here, Jelena Djokovic, the co-founder of Novak Djokovic Foundation and the director and founder of Original Magazine. Jelena, welcome to our live stream.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. We will be talking about your foundation, but also about your project with the magazine. You're a double entrepreneur, female founder, a lot of topics to speak about. So let's start with your foundation. What is Novak Djokovic Foundation? What is the purpose of it? What do you do?
Do you know who Novak Djokovic is?
Yes, the world #1 tennis player of the world.
Come on. I mean, what he does is, first of all, amazing. And the fact that he's dedicating his time to actually support the youngest ones who actually need the support the most is something that fascinates me. I am his wife, but I'm the most passionate fan of his, and I'm super happy to be on top of this foundation and to follow its growth from, it's been 10 years now. So we've been focused on this goal for a long time. What we do is we invest in the early childhood education. Early childhood education has been the root cause of all the good and bad today in the society, because if we fail to invest in that particular stage, we are failing to understand who are the future leaders, because if we don't see the little babies and the little kids running around as future leaders and we don't give them enough attention, we are going to have the world that is looking as it looks apparently today, a bit troubled.
What do you mean by we invest? Do you invest in startups? Do you invest in projects? Do you invest, I don't know, in people? What is the investment focus?
I'm so happy that you're asking me all these questions, because I would love for everybody to get familiar with what we do. So there are different ways to support the foundation and this early childhood education. We can open kindergartens, because sometimes there are no kindergartens for children to go to. We can equip already existing kindergartens that are in a very poor state. We can refurnish them, we can provide the materials, we can train the teachers, we can train the community how important it is for their children to go and attend those programs. We can support the families who cannot afford to go to the kindergarten, like to send their kids to the kindergarten, by providing them with grants or with scholarships for the children to go and attend those programs for a few hours a day, just so they can socialize. Social skills are super important. Then what else we do is we support the parents, because the parents are the ones who also need support at that particular time of their life when they're completely lost. The kids don't come with a manual, unfortunately, so we support them in that way by organizing the support groups where all the parents gather together with the experts from the field. And then, sorry, I'm being completely distracted by that drone above me. So yes, basically the parents are gathered together, and we also take, because some parents don't come to those support groups because they don't know where to leave their children. So what we do is we also organize the activities and workshops for the children. So in that particular time, there is no excuse for them not to come and get the support they need, because the children are taken care of, and they can also come and enjoy the time where they get support they need. Then another side that we do is we, through the Original Magazine, we support the future parents by giving them the right tools how to build a family. Yes, exactly. Basically, we are showcasing the right examples of the right entrepreneurs with the right mindset and the right values, and we basically direct them towards there and say, look, you can be this person, you can be the right foundation for this society, because from there you're going to grow your kids, you know, with the parents who love what they do. That's the most amazing environment you can grow into, and then follow from there the growth of the whole society.
And your foundation finances the projects that enable this kind of education?
Correct. We are financing. We are also working with the government very closely. That's very important to mention, because we work with the UNICEF, with the government, with the World Bank, and with Harvard Business School for the Developing Child, basically their Center for Developing Child. So we are investing as well in the studies to guide us in the right direction of what is the most impactful investment we can make, right? With the right energy and the focus we want to multiply our efforts. And so with the right team, we direct our money and our energy towards those particular goals.
How do you scout your projects? How do you find them? And do you do it on a global scale, or is it a Serbia focus? Where can you invest?
So we fundraise in the world. Our foundation is registered in US, UK and Italy, and of course in Serbia. We invest our all of the money we invest in Serbia at the moment. This is where our focus is, because every other child is not involved in any early childhood education programs, which is a horrible statistics, because that just proves you how slim chances for our economy and the country are in the next 20 to 30 years. These are the kids that will, inherit the leadership of the country, and if we don't think of them at the time, it's going to be tough. So the way we find our programs, first of all, we were financing some programs of the other foundations, giving them grants, but then we grew with our expertise and the team, so now we have our own programs. One is called the Schools of Life, where we are opening kindergartens in the disadvantaged areas of Serbia. Then we have the supporting of the teachers through different projects, of course. We are providing them with materials, we're providing them with training. So this is something we outsource to the experts, so we pay the experts to actually work with them. Then what we do is we all organize the kids camp. So all the kids who don't get to travel because of poverty or different reasons, we gather them once a year, and a very beautiful event that we organize for a week, so they get to socialize and learn new things. And also we have the call for projects at the end of the year, I think in November or October, where a lot of different teachers and communities are gathering together to ask us for help. So this is a very important part of the year, where we actually don't need to go somewhere and look for the problems, they come to us.
Great. You mentioned that you started 10 years ago. How many projects have you invested in so far? Do you have maybe some numbers?
Yeah, actually, we have opened 37 kindergartens already. We have provided 1,300, 400, I would say, just to round it, because I know it's closer to there, teacher educations, meaning support for the teachers. So that means it multiplies because they're working with a lot of children. So basically we've, I think there is around 180,000 children in Serbia. We've reached 30,000 at this stage, which means a lot, especially that all these kindergartens that we've opened are going to receive more and more children. And the fact that we've, I don't know if that's a problem in Austria as well. I've been speaking with some of the colleagues here at the Webit, and they said that actually the problem that exists everywhere is that from small villages people are coming to the bigger cities because of lack of opportunities for families. So with the work we do, we are basically reinventing the life within those small places, because we have given opportunities for families to stay there because the children get the education. So I feel like that's a big and massive impact on the economy, of the country.
Cool. We're here at Webit, a digitalization conference, tech conference, and the education plays a big role here as well. What is your opinion on the future of education? What kind of digital literacy can we ensure to the generations that can grant them prosperity?
Wow, there is a huge impact of technology. I feel like the biggest lesson we can learn is that there is no more transferring of responsibility on anyone but on ourselves. Like, you cannot blame the system or anyone else for not knowing something. It's your time to take the wheel and drive, There is so much information out there, and it's just up to us whether we pick our phones or the computers and start learning. So I feel like that's the massive, and also the fact that the one skill we need to learn is adaptability and flexibility, because things are changing a lot. So that's something that's going to be the future skill #1 in the world for all the kids to learn, to adapt, because we cannot guarantee anything anymore.
Technology will be able to take over tasks that we do nowadays. So do you think that soft skills...
Have you seen the robot Sofia?
It's crazy.
Come on. What are we talking about? I'm so confused. I'm going to be speaking with the robots tomorrow about certain things like, hey, I want to do this. And he's like, madam, take your turn or whatever. So crazy.
Plamen Rusev today said actually on the stage that given that's the fact, he believes that we should educate people to be dreamers, to be empathic, to be more human. So where do you see our education going to in the future?
Well, to be honest, I feel like the culture needs to change a lot, because we keep bringing new things, but we haven't really dealt with the core problem that exists, is that the families to stay together. All this technology is super fun, you know, but the families are getting more separated than ever, and we are talking with our phones rather than with people in front. So the social skills and the emotional skills are going to suffer a lot with this technological boom, and I'm not sure I'm happy about it, to be honest. I feel like being engaged in a conversation, staying focused through the conversation without leaning towards the phone, is something that I've started losing, because I'm so used to having that gadget in my hand. And as a mom, I also have to make that important decision what to do, because I didn't grow up with technology, and so am I gonna prevent him from doing that? I'm so confused as well. So I think it's a great topic to discuss and to see what we, pick our brains and see what happens.
I mean, this is really something that I've been asking myself as well, and you don't really have the answers. Is this the purpose of this magazine, to help parents gaining opinion on all these questions? Should I allow my children to use mobile phones? Should I allow them to play games, to do esports, to watch television? I don't know. Like, as you said, they don't come with a manual, but you want to do the best thing for them. Is this magazine helping in this field?
I have to be honest with you. I feel like as society, and we're all trying to put things in the borders, like in the boxes, and try to classify things to make it easier for us to understand. But I don't think there is the right answer for, a lot of questions we ask. There is just a lot of trial and error, and learning from that. I think this magazine is just about sharing experiences, and then you take the best, what works for you. I can't tell you what's best for you. We're so different, and yet to understand and to see that today we're all being, like, you are trying to classify us as nations according to the language, according to the gender, according to this, according to that. It's, to be very rude, it's BS, because we're so different, and everybody has a very unique fingerprint. So that tells enough about how unique as personalities we are. If we can agree about certain principles and values we can lead our life with, I think that's the biggest box we can carry around. Meaning, let's respect each other, let's be empathic, because everybody's going through some tough times, because life is not easy. I mean, no matter how much money you have or don't have, you're going through something tough. That's one thing, and just I guess with an open mind, because you want to learn, you want to grow. That's what we are creating, the world where we are all with an open mind.
One question on entrepreneurship. You are an entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur yourself, but you also helped Novak Djokovic to build up his brand. And you have a lot of experience in entrepreneurship, following his career, which is also kind of entrepreneurial, with ups and downs, like we entrepreneurs know it as well. What are your key learnings, so to say, from the last 10 years of your activities?
I'm a storyteller. I love stories. I think that stories are connecting people, and experiences are also something that connects people. Novak Djokovic is a brand that shares the very unique experience of a boy who was growing up in a country that wasn't very promising for big dreams. And he managed he was allowed to dream big. And he grew up to be this amazing role model for many children around the world. He overcame a lot of adversities, and even now, today, if you watch closely his life adventures, he became a father. He has faced a lot of adversities, meaning with his body, he was injured, which means that he couldn't play the tennis, that's something that he was so good at, and he raised the level of the game immensely. And the way he's publicly overcoming those difficulties and sending the wonderful messages around the world of how important it is to love what you do, to never forget where you came from, and to always value and cherish relationships with people. no matter where you are, to stop and say hello. I mean, I get annoyed so much when people stop us on the streets all the time. I can't have a conversation with my husband, but then I really, looking at him, I'm like, come on, you're so amazing to have the patience and this humility to, you know, acknowledge these people are coming to you with respect and, you know, to always answer with such politeness. I mean, he's so much better at that than me, so you need to request my time. I'm like, I'm a mom, an entrepreneur, I don't have time.
Is that mindset also the core value of the foundation? Is that what you carry on through the foundation?
Yes, as I wanted just to highlight, I feel like he's the people's champion, which means he speaks to those who really don't feel like they were granted the luck to achieve something great. And he can show that that's actually what you can do if you work hard and believe and love what you do, and then have an open mind, because he really went out of the box. I mean, as somebody who came from a very closed environment, we were under sanctions, so you can imagine, you know, the level of information you can receive in those times. I think you know as well. He managed to open that box and say, look, I want to feel the world. So he started learning things that maybe are not particularly attached to the tennis and the sports world in general. He has changed his diet. He has overcome all those weaknesses that he has faced with his body because of this diet that was causing him to feel weak, you know. And he learned a lot about the body, about the mind, about, you know, if you look at his career, you can say that he's mentally one of the toughest guys out there. You know, he can overcome anything, doesn't give up, and that's not something that he was born with. He has learned that and practiced that, and you lose it as well. I mean, now he has to rebuild it. It's a muscle you grow with use, and I love watching him. I'm so proud of him, and I'm proud that my children get to learn from him and all the other children around the world, and we get to put his name as a face. And a face at you know, in front of the foundation, and just, you know, show the right people. And this is what the magazine is doing, and everything we do, we're trying to put the right people on the stage to guide us, you know, with their experience, and then we choose where we're gonna go, because you have a choice.
Cool. How is it possible to become a part of this story? Can one invest in this foundation? Where are you fundraising? Is it possible at all to invest?
So what would you do now after this conversation? What would you do? Would you go on our website, or would you? What is the first thing you would do as somebody who is curious about this? I want to ask you, because I'm learning from you as well.
I would go on the website and look for the opportunity to donate, if there's possibility to donate.
I think that's the right way. That's exactly how I would tell people. Go on the website. It's novakdjokovicfoundation.org. And there you have the various packages that we collected for you to support. You can support the teachers, you can support the schools, you can support the children and their learning materials. So you can different packages, meaning for in your capacity what you can support. It's really I also have a fundraising campaign that I started for my birthday a few days ago, which is about supporting teachers, because I'm passionate about that. And you can donate also. Supporting teachers is important. So there are plenty of ways, but basically go on the website, learn about our programs, what resonates with you and what passion you have. That's the best way to start with. I think there is another one fun way to do is if you don't have a lot of means, you can maybe gather your friends, talk with them, say, let's donate $5 each, so we make a difference with €50 or $50, whatever it is that you can contribute. There are plenty of ways. For the bigger investors, if you mentioned fundraising, do they also donate? Where are the bigger investors? Do they also donate via website? Let's go look for them here. They must be here as well. Yeah, they're here. I've met some great people that are really interested in supporting us. Yay! Because we need a lot of help. It's not just the task of one person. The big partners, they can support us on, owning the whole project with us. Basically, we can run the project for them, and we can find the right mutual interest, and then figure it out from there. Open a school, support the whole bunch of teachers who get to, multiply their knowledge. We can support the classrooms and equip the gyms for children. There's so many ways. It's just about you being interested, and then we'll find a way to support the development of the children. Jelena, this is very, very, very inspiring. Coming to support us? Yes.
what are your next milestones for this year? Because this is really, really good story, and I want to keep an eye on your activities, what you're doing, and to help you spread this story in Austria as well, and all the countries that we're going to expand to. So, what are your next milestones? What is the big vision of Novak Djokovic Foundation?
Wow, we have high goals and high hopes, but the long-term one would be to open the Early Childhood Development Center to be the hub of learning for how to invest in the children in Serbia, and then for the region as well, because the region is so important. I feel like, I know we are divided by borders, but come on, we speak the same language, we love the same, we think the same. I just feel like we're bonded together, so I want us to kind of to be open for sharing the knowledge. And I've met so amazing people here, and I feel like everybody wants to join when you have passion, and it's just so easy. So yeah, we have in October a conference for entrepreneurs. That's something I'm passionate about, I guess, so I really want to bring together people who have the passion, and we can share the knowledge and awaken the community there in Serbia, and then hopefully grow from there to the region, you know.
The conference is in Belgrade?
Yes, the conference is in Belgrade, and we're going to be publishing more news about it in the future weeks to come. We're finalizing some agreements, and it's going to be fun.
Cool. We would like to support it. Let me know when you know the key facts to promote it also in Austria, to spread this world. Jelena, thank you very much. I know you have some other obligations here, some other talks. Very, very inspiring, and I wish you all the best for the fundraising, for the investments, and for development of as many countries as you can, to have impact on this world for children that don't have the opportunity to have through this education. Thank you very much.
Thank you for asking the right questions. I really am grateful for being guided by you, because sometimes I might not answer all the questions in the right way for people to understand, because I'm so much involved in this, and I apologize if I don't. Please do visit the website. We have a lot of dedicated people who can answer all your questions in the right way with the right information. I get to be this passionate person blabbing sometimes. And so thank you for asking me the right questions and guiding me.
Thank you for your time and sharing this story with us. I hope it was very interesting for you. We have applause here from Selma Brodanovic, who is also here, who we'll be talking as well with. She has great news for all of us. Stay tuned, and we'll come back in approximately 45 minutes. Thank you, and see you later.